Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to swatch probably one of the funnest to compare and the most mysterious in a way, just because of the way companies make it, and that is Payne's Gray. I have a few brands here to show you. Unfortunately, my core will not reactivate for some reason, so we'll actually be skipping that one unless I can get it to work while I'm filming. But we do have Daniel Smith, Sennelier, Roman Schmal, Dollar Rowney using the Aquafine, Holbein, Schminke, and Van Gogh. Now, the most important thing to note about all of these comparisons right now is please note if the title is saying the color name, we are not talking about comparing pigment colors exactly. With Payne's Gray, it would be impossible for me to sit here and do an individual pigment comparison because, well, Payne's Gray is a mixed color. And that's what's fun about it, is the different colors that are used. So we'll talk about that as we're swatching it, and just the unique blends that companies come up with and the variations you can get from this color. I have other comparison videos on my channel, so do make sure to subscribe. And if you enjoy these types of videos, please do give me a thumbs up. That not only helps my channel grow and be seen by others, but lets me know you enjoy the content. So what we will be doing is swatching these out, and then I will show you all the differences. If you want to go back and check out some other comparisons, just note that we are comparing by the name, and as always I tell people the name means very little, pigments mean a lot. Later, once we get through all of the names, we'll be going back and doing the single pigment comparisons. But Payne's Gray, this is the only time you're going to see this one because I will be comparing individual pigments later down the road, but obviously not the color. Okay, so without further ado, let's get started. I have my usual number 8 black velvet round. I have my 2 paint puck cups. I highly recommend them, by the way. I am not sponsored by them either. And let's get going. First, we are doing Daniel Smith, made with PB29 and PBK9. Beautiful separation. Next is Sennelier, which actually uses PB19, PB15-1, and PBK7. I find that to be a very interesting combo. Now, you'll have to wait and see when they're all dry to see how those colors vary. Next is Roman Schmal, PBK9, PB27, PR264. Isn't it fascinating the different colors company use, or pigments I should say. Next we have Dollar Rowney. This is PBK7 and PB29. Basically reverse of what the Daniel Smith one is. Can really see that lamp black in that one. Holbein, PBK7, PR122, and PB15. The fact that they have PR122 in there just always fascinates me. Schminke, PB15-6, PB15-2, and PBK6. I am using my dot card and it's not quite there, but the color is actually pretty close. Just so you can see, the Schminke Payne's Gray is actually a lot more on the gray-black side, so even though it looks drastically different, it's actually quite accurate. To the swatch, I mean. Van Gogh, PBK6, PV19. All right, let's let those dry. Okay, let's talk about this for a minute. So Payne's Gray is a fascinating color to me simply because of the different pigments companies use. Now, Daler-Rowney and Daniel Smith use the same pigments but reverse, so that means this is the predominant pigment. But it's quite interesting just to see how that reversal made it, right? Because, zoom you in a little. As you can see, this is more of like a darkish gray. It definitely has that lamp black color coming through, whereas this Payne's Gray is more blue leaning. PR 122, I am so fascinated that they have that in their Payne's Gray. And you would think, well, that's kind of a, it would give a more purpley vibe. But it really doesn't because of the mixtures of the PBK7 and PB15. It does have a little bit more of a lightish blue tinge when you do the wet on wet, but still it's just a nice rich blue gray. Now Sennelier's is like really a traditional gray color. Reminds me a lot of like the Schminke, they really stuck to those grays. But what was interesting is it starts with PV19, but that just little touch of the PV19 is what makes this one have, if you can see it, this is more like on the gray leaning side, but you can actually see that purplish undertone to this one, where this one just automatically, I say, ooh, gray. It is a little lighter of a wash than my dot card. However, it's fairly close to what the dot card swatched out. The wet on wet is just where it got a little lighter, but I've never been a fan of Schminke's Payne's Gray. I just don't feel it's complex enough. Now, PBK6 and PV19 in Van Gogh is a beautiful, beautiful bluish gray color. It's stunning, to be honest. And we only have 3 brands that use 2 colors because, again, Payne's Gray is a mixed color. Convenience mix for sure. But it's never the same across the brands. I mean, look at the range here. About the only thing that you'll notice consistent is either PBK9, PBK7, other than Schminke, who rolled out the PBK6 and Van Gogh. But, I mean, you have those usually together. And then from there, it's like so interesting to see what they mix in. Now, if I honestly had a favorite, the Daniel Smith one is actually quite gorgeous. I really love it. It's just a little too blue, especially because they also have that dark Mayan blue color from their line. And I almost feel like that is close enough. So like if I were to put that in my palette per se, I just don't know if I would enjoy it. I do really like the ones that are more gray but still have a tinge of blue, which is why I really like the Roman Schmal. And I know, like, if you've watched my channel for a while, you think, okay, well, she's a Roman Schmal fan. That's why she picks it. It's not true. Maybe it is a little. But no, I just love that it has that gray tone, but it still gives that tinge of blue, but it doesn't come off like too blue. Does that make sense? That's how I like my Payne's Gray. And honestly, if I had to pick a second, I really do like the Sennelier one, but the Holbein is actually quite luscious as well. So, but I just think Roman Schmal almost takes like the Holbein and Sennelier and is a nice in-betweener for me. So you have to let me know which one you like in the comments below. I would like to do a special thank you to Marcie, who donated a ton of dot cards and quarter pans for these comparison videos. She had sent me the core one. I couldn't get it to activate, but that's not her fault. things happen. But I just want to say thank you, because she was able to add actually 2 extra colors to this comparison video, and when I go to do some more, she sent me tons. I did a happy mail video. She'll be contributing quite a bit. So if there's ever a color you would like to see, or a specific brand, you know, let me know. I'll do my best to purchase it. But if you want to donate a dot card or anything like that, reach out to me. I am more than happy to pay for shipping to get like my hands on a dot card. It's just really hard to purchase full tubes or even half pans of colors I'm never going to use outside of doing this comparison. And I just can't justify the cost of buying brand new dot card sets either. So that's part of it. But the more you guys watch my videos, subscribe, like, or even use my links to Jackson's and Blick, that does help support my channel, and all of those funds go into purchasing more brands of colors I don't have, so that these comparisons can get bigger and more comprehensive. And who knows, eventually I may be able to compare almost all of the big name brands in a single color. So go ahead and follow up by watching one of my other brand comparison, or not brand, color comparison videos. I'll have 2 that'll pop up. Pick one, and eventually we will start doing single pigment comparisons, but we have a very long way to go just by going by name. But this is what I mean, and I'll say it every video. You should never judge it just by the name, because look at the differences. If I said, hand me a Paynes gray, and you hand me one from one of these brands, as you can see, it's going to be quite different from one another. So that's something to always keep in mind. All right, everyone, thank you for watching, and until next time, take care. Bye now.